Attorney General Pam Bondi officially ending D.C.'s sanctuary city status, ordering the city's law enforcement to fully cooperate with federal immigration officials. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyon joining me now with more on what this means for his agency. This has been fascinating. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us a little bit of time here as we kick off the weekend. Your thoughts on the back and forth and sort of the legal wrangling. D.C. is a unique case. It's not like any city or any state across the nation. So it's been fascinating to see how the courts have addressed this, as well as the agencies. What does this mean for your agency?
Hey, Molly, first, thanks for having me on a Saturday. But for us, it's great. As you saw just with those stats that were up there, those are more arrests than we usually ever get from cooperation with MPD and with the District of Columbia. So we're having the opportunity to work with our other federal and local partners out to really go out and enforce the immigration mission, but also target those worst of the worst that we've been looking for in the past. And now with D.C. police being able to turn those criminal offenders over to us, it's going to be great for the city because we're going to have the opportunity to take those criminally legal aliens right out of the community, right from the arrest. So I think this whole partnership is going to be great for ICE and for making D.C. safe again. Yeah,
something pretty interesting here. The police chief, Pamela Smith, actually put out this statement a little earlier this week. Effective immediately, members may assist federal immigration enforcement agencies with the following: sharing information about persons not in MPD custody, providing transportation for federal immigration agency employees and detained subjects. I mean, that speaks to certainly a new level of cooperation, right?
Oh, it's huge. That's totally a complete 180 from what we had in the past. So it's great to have, the MPD be such a good partner now that we can, especially when our agents and officers are out there working the streets, have them as a partner, have them side by side with us. But just having that ability to have them turn those criminal aliens over and identify the criminal aliens that they encounter is huge for us, because in the past, a lot of the times they'd be arrested and either get out or be transferred somewhere else, and we would never have the chance to interview them or have the opportunity to take them into custody to remove them from the country. So this cooperation is great for us.
Meanwhile, not everyone is happy to see all of these big changes happening in Washington, D.C. There are a lot of people that live there that Fox News and other entities, media entities have spoken to, that are feeling relieved that there's a much broader law enforcement presence now and this broader presence to create peace in Washington. But not everyone, including something that went viral this week, the sandwich thrower, who was out there on the streets and tossed the sandwich. Everybody saw it. Didn't have much of a plan for the escape, though, and was swiftly brought into custody. ICE posted last night about this. He's the DOJ employee, which is remarkable in itself, the sandwich thrower. Former employee was arrested for chucking a sandwich at federal officers. Unfortunately, none of them wanted a veggie sub, so not only did this guy waste $5 on a footlong, he'll likely be eating jail food for a while. Warnings about assaulting federal officers are over. Expect an arrest and a prosecution, period. So in essence, we're hearing a lot of jokes about this, but it is pretty serious, and any assault on a law enforcement officer is serious. And is this about sending a message that you cannot assault the people that are being tasked with coming to the streets to keep the peace, protect people, and keep everyone safe?
Yeah, Molly, I think you hit the nail on the head with that, because, while we can joke about it, it was a Subway sandwich. It was, if it wasn't a law enforcement officer, if it was a Saturday Night Live skit, it'd be a great joke. But you can't put your hands on an officer. And I think for too long, especially under the last administration, law enforcement officers nationwide had to sit back and take assaults, anything from someone putting their hands on them to someone spitting on them. But now, Secretary Noman's made it clear, Attorney General Bondi's made it clear, if you harass, if you touch, if you strike an officer, then you're going to be arrested. So I think this incident definitely sends a message that it's not going to be tolerated anymore.
All right. Also, we have been learning more about these detention facilities that are set to open. Deportation Depot in Florida, for instance, as well as Camp East, Montana, which is set to be the largest detention center that the U.S. will open. That's tomorrow in Texas. What do these facilities mean for ICE's operations?
For us, definitely their strategic location, because it makes it easier for us to remove individuals from the country. That's our goal. We don't want to keep people in custody longer than we have to. If they've seen the immigration judge and they've gone through immigration proceedings, our goal is to remove them safely and humanely back to their country. But it's great to have these partnerships, because the partnerships really help us broaden our mission, because for the longest time we were very small in our footprint as a national law enforcement agency. But Secretary Noem has been able to bring these governors to the table who want to cooperate with us, and by expanding the state cooperation, especially with our 287G program, it's a huge game changer for ICE, because now we actually have the facilities and the means to get these criminal aliens out of the country.
All right, Acting ICE Director Todd Lyon, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate your time on this Saturday morning. Appreciate you.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.